What's up, my Bearded Bros? Bearded Maniac here with another NBA pick video for November 7th. Let's recap yesterday real quick. We don't do it often, but we do it when we do good. We went 3-0 on picks and 2-1 against the spread. The only game against the spread we did not get right was the Celtics failed to cover, but they did win. The Nets won, so that was correct. And the Warriors won by 17, which was also correct. Now, moving on to the next game. We have, as you can see here, the Bucks versus Cavs. Now, I want to get into this matchup real quick. I'm not going to do this for every matchup today, but I just want to say how astounding this actually is. You have two of the leading scorers in the league, Giannis averaging 31 points per game, shooting 58%. LeBron James with 28.8 points per game, shooting 60%. Both are averaging a decent amount of rebounds. Giannis is almost averaging 10 rebounds per game. Then you go to the assist category. LeBron's averaging 9.1 assists per game, and Giannis is averaging 5 assists per game. But the turnovers are kind of high. LeBron averaging 4.5 turnovers, and Giannis averaging 3.2. Now this to me screams solid matchup here. The Bucks are 4-5. The Cavs are 4-6. The Cavs are favored by 4.5, but we've seen how inconsistent they are. We've seen who they've lost to so far this year. So the Bucks could come back and win it, but to me, it comes down to the matchup of LeBron running point versus Giannis running point. I believe they're going to be covering each other all game. I believe LeBron's going to have to step up on Giannis if they're going to want to have a chance of victory. So I'm going to pick the Cavs in this one, just for that experience factor. I do like Thon Maker as an X factor in this game, though. He is a really talented three-point shooter. He's a good, solid big man, but we shall see. And the Cavs are favored by 4.5, but I think they might have trouble covering. In fact, they might even lose. So I'm going to say the Cavs win a close one. They might cover, but I say the chances are about 25-30%. So at your own risk. We got a lot of close call games like that today. We have the Pelicans at Pacers. The Pelicans are only favored by 1.5 points. I believe they win and cover by a little bit at least. You got Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. I don't really think the Pacers have a big man answer for those two. So I believe the Pelicans sneak away with that. If the Pacers do win, it will be on the back of Oladipo and his crazy shooting statistics so far this year. That should be a good game. Both teams are 500, so the winner breaks above 500, which is cool. Then one of the more lopsided games this week, you have the Wizards favored by 10 points over the Dallas Mavericks. The Wizards are 5-4 at home, and the Mavericks are 1-10, and they're on the road. What intrigues me about this matchup is the Wizards have been collapsing in the fourth quarter a lot this year. You have some young guns in the Mavericks who want to show who they are. You got Nerlens Noel, Dennis Smith, Harrison Barnes. They could expose the Wizards. But I'm going to pick the Wizards to win. I say they cover, even though their historic collapses in the fourth quarter do cause concern. So take that in mind. If you feel like they're going to collapse in the fourth quarter again, I'd take them to win but not cover. I mean, overall, the Mavericks 1-10, I do think they lose, but it's just by how much that concerns me. Then in another close game today, we have the Charlotte Hornets against the New York Knicks, and Kristaps Porzingis is playing fantastic so far this year. The Hornets are playing decently well. The Hornets are favored by 1.5 points, but I'm going to take the Knicks in kind of the upset this year. That might be a mistake because Kemba Walker is still one of the best point guards in the league, and they do have a nice rebounder in Dwight Howard, even though he can't shoot free throws for shit. So it's going to be a close game, but I am picking the Knicks in the upset. Bulls-Raptors, one of the other lopsided games today, at least record-wise. Raptors 5-4, Bulls 2-6. The Bulls' young rookie, proven to be a nice young player. I think he's on pace to break Lillard's three-point record for rookies. Yeah, Lauri Markkanen. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. 16.3 points per game, 43 field goal percentage, 80 from the free throw line. But other than that, they don't have much. And the Raptors are favored by 11 points, which is quite a big number. Even if unless you're like the Warriors and consistently winning by that much is hard. But they're at home, so I'll give the Raptors credit. I think they do cover. I think they do win. If the Bulls get within 11 or if they win, it's going to be on the back of that rookie. Because he's improving much faster than I thought. Maybe they actually got a good trade for Jimmy Butler. Who knows? Next, two powerhouse Western Conference contenders facing off, with the loser dipping closer to 500. We got the Spurs and the Clippers. Spurs favored by 4 points in this one. Would not surprise me at all if the Clippers won, but I am going to pick the Spurs to win at home and cover. It's going to be tough. Let's be honest, it's going to be tough for the Spurs until Kawhi Leonard gets back. The fact that they're at 6-4 right now while him still injured is quite stunning indeed. What disturbs me the most is that the team leader in assists for the Spurs has only 3 assists, about 3.4 assists. It's Pau Gasol, and for the Clippers only has 4.3, and that's Blake Griffin. Now, I just feel like the experience and the coaching of the Spurs leads them to a victory here, because sometimes that's the only thing you really need. So let's hope it's true here. Then another close game, at least record-wise. We got the Brooklyn Nets against the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets are favored by 11.5 points, possibly the most lopsided spread so far. The Nets are coming off a back-to-back where they traveled to Phoenix and actually won, which is nice. Jokic is leading the team with over 50% field goal shooting, over 91% on his free throws. D'Angelo is averaging over 21 points for the Nets. Jokic is also averaging over 11 rebounds per game, and he's leading the team in assists. I want to see some improvement from the rest of the Denver Nuggets team in this one, so I think they win, but I do think they fail to cover. I think it's just a difficult spread against such a sparky team in the Nets. Then we have the Utah Jazz favored by 6.5 over the Philadelphia 76ers. This is, I would say, just basketball-wise, the most intriguing matchup to me. You're probably going to have Joel Embiid against Rudy Gobert. If this might be a test to see exactly how Embiid is on offense, because Gobert is one of the best defensive centers in the league. Do they put Gobert on Embiid, risking that though? I do not know. You got Ricky Rubio producing quite well in the offensive end for for the Jazz. 76ers, Ben Simmons been quite an impressive rookie. Fultz is still injured, but you still got Dario, Embiid in them. In the end, the biggest question mark though is Ingles. I don't quite know what he provides on offense, if it's going to be enough. But in the end, I think it's going to be Embiid getting the advantage over Gobert. I believe the Sixers pull off the upset. They are quite a young team, but I love their heart. I mean, it's kind of infectious, so I kind of want to believe in them. That, and I've seen what Rubio has done in the past, and he's quite flaky. Next game, another intensely close game. Both teams are 6-4. Both are trying to fight to be one of those higher tier Western Conference teams. Trying to keep pace with the Warriors. We got the Grizzlies at the Trailblazers. Trailblazers are favored by 3 here. I'm going to pick the Trailblazers here. I love what Lillard and McCollum provide at guard. They are a great tandem. They work so well together. It's just they feed each other so consistently. You got Lillard averaging 93% from the line, 27 points per game. And then you have him averaging 6 assists. I need him to cut down the turnovers, though. That's the 3 turnovers a game. It's kind of crappy. But Other than that, I believe they cover the spread. I believe maybe they win by 10 because they're at home and they tend to play with a lot more heart at home. So that's going to be interesting to see. And finally, in the last most lopsided game of the day, you have the Thunder at the Kings. Kings are playing terribly. Randolph is playing. I just feel bad for Zach Randolph. He's such a great basketball player that went to such a bad team. Oh, Kings, what have you done? They are a part of the NBA TV doubleheader with the Bucks Cavs, which is sad because I think a lot of people would much rather see the Grizzlies Trailblazers at the 10 o'clock slot instead of Thunder Kings because the Kings are just awful. But I don't know. The Thunder should win this one easily. They're favored by 11 points. The only thing that concerns me is do they cover? Because it seems like the Thunder are suffering from the Carmelo curse. Once Carmelo left New York, they've done better. Once he left Denver, they struggled, but ended up doing better. The Knicks weren't that bad, but when Melo came in, they started doing worse. So I think Paul George is going to carry him to victory here. By 11, I think so. I think they cover the spread, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Kings snuck in because still think they struggle to get that who gets the ball in the last 2 minutes kind of thing. But anyway, guys, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry for I should say rambling so much, but these matchups today, they get me kind of excited because there's some really good football matchups from position to position, from team to team. And it's just fun to watch. Just good basketball today. Anyway, guys, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.